Hi Virgo, welcome to your reading. If you're new to the channel, I do timeless readings, which means that whenever you find this video is when you're meant to hear the messages within it. And in case you subscribe, I upload my new videos for Virgo and Pisces on Saturdays. All right, so I do just want to let you guys know that the deck that I'm using today is called the Morgan Greer Tarot, for those of you guys who are interested. And again, for those of you guys who are interested in getting a personal reading, I have my information down in the description below. And I do just want to take a moment to remind you guys that sometimes the cards like to flip over in the deck. I do see them, however, I usually don't take them unless they jump out like these cards have, right? And usually if they jump out in groups that are too big, I'll go ahead and put them back and just continue shuffling. But with that being said, my main goal here is to get you guys roughly 8 or 9 cards, and then we can get started on your reading. So I'm going to go ahead and take this Two of Cups because it fell separate from the other cards. But I'm going to continue to shuffle and pull roughly 3 or 4 more cards, and then we can get started on your reading. Okay, this one jumped out pretty violently. So I'm going to go ahead and take this one as well, which is the Hierophant in reverse. Interesting. So Virgos, before I start the reading, I do just want to let you guys know that in case you enjoyed the reading, or if it really resonates with you guys, the best way to let me know is by leaving a like or a comment below. But your overall energy here is the Page of Pentacles, which honestly I feel is going to be a very nice energy for a lot of you guys to be in right now, because the Page of Pentacles is representative of somebody or some kind of a message that comes in with an offer of stability, right? So what I'm getting is happening here is that because it's a page, you know, it's a little bit lower down on the scale. So the message isn't 100% crafted yet. You know, this person isn't 100% ready to make an offer, anything like that. But this is indicative of the fact that it's in the beginning stages of sort of the process, right? So you can rest assured that this energy is coming in. It's just starting now to really get the ball rolling, right? So I think a really interesting card was this particular Hierophant card in reverse, right? And it really shot out with explosive force. So I think that right now it's time for you guys to really shatter the shackles of the past and even of tradition for a lot of you guys. I think that right now you guys are going to see a lot of success if you sort of do things your own way. I'm getting very much the kind of energy where somebody tells you you should do something this way because this is the way that it's better and this is the way that it's always been and that's the way it works, and they don't really offer you any sort of critical thinking. They just kind of say this is why, and or rather this is the way it is. And I feel like you're asking the deeper questions here. You're asking like why are things the way this is? And instead of sort of continuing these patterns or rather traditions that you may have seen in your life, you're taking more of a different approach, right? You're really trying to innovate right now, and I feel like that's going to bring you a lot of success, right? The way this card right here shot up, I think is indicative of how you guys are going to shoot through the stars, right? That's not exactly how the saying goes, but you get my idea, right? So it's representative of how you guys are going to really take off, is a better phrase. But I'm getting here that there's going to be a lot of good energy for love, actually, right? Because we have the Knight of Swords with the Two of Cups, and the Two of Cups is that heavy soulmate energy card, right? So to see it together with the Knight of Swords, which is one of the most, I believe, the fastest moving knight in the deck, it makes me feel that there's going to be a lot of fast communication between someone and a special someone, right? Or rather, you and a special someone. So I'm getting that what's gonna happen here probably has to do with your perspective, right? I feel like you guys perhaps have even been in a negative mindset, sort of like a frame of mind where you're, even for some of you, perhaps like you're in one place physically, but mentally you're just somewhere completely different. Thinking about things, stressing out about things, trying to get things done in your head, right? And I'm seeing that you have this death card, which don't freak out, especially if you're new to tarot. The death card can be very scary, but it just means that it's an ending or a change of some kind. So because you have the death card with the Hanged Man, like those are both cards about change. The Hanged Man tells you to change your perspective, whereas the Devil card just tells you to change in general. So it feels like you guys are really undergoing right now a period where you're really evaluating what it is that you think and truly believe and feel. And that's going to lead to huge ripple effects other places in your life where you see a lot of this. I don't know why the word agony came to my mind. That wasn't where I was going with that sentence at all. I was saying, like, you get a lot of these sort of like patterns and whatever, but I feel like there might be some kind of a pain that has been caused here because of your, let's say, past, even though I'm not seeing like the Six of Swords or anything like that, or sorry, the Six of Cups or anything like that. But either way, you're being urged to change your perspective, and I feel like that's going to bring you a lot of success here. And a lot more happiness, because I see like really positive cards like the Ten of Pentacles. So this is a really weird dichotomy that I wanted to talk about. It's actually quite exciting. So to me, the Four of Swords and the Nine of Swords are like two sides of a coin, right? So the Four of Swords is getting rest and taking a break, whereas the Nine of Swords is not being able to sleep because you're too stressed. So to see both of those cards in reverse, you know, just because a card is in reverse, it doesn't necessarily mean the opposite. But these cards are two cards that really do feel like that feel like the opposite when they're in reverse. But they're both in reverse. So it's almost like two negatives outdo each other, right? And yeah, it feels like these two energies are kind of canceling each other out in a weird way. I feel like at the same time that you're resting, there's sort of this energy of you that's very restless, and you're like, well, do I sleep? Do I not sleep? What's going on? And then even when you're stressed out, you're like kind of relaxing, right? So it feels like, whereas in the past you like had allocated time for relaxing or doing whatever, and then you stress during that time, it feels like it's flip-flop. So it's like you're purposefully trying to think about whatever is stressing you out or whatever situation it is, and it causes you to relax, which, I mean, there's worse things out there, but do try to balance these two energies, because if you go to either extreme, I feel like it'll end up hurting your end goals, which look like are this Ten of Pentacles energy, right? So you have two tens here. The 10 is completion, right? Because after the 10, it cycles back to the Ace. So we have the 10 of Pentacles and the 10 of Swords. So what do these cards mean? The Ten of Pentacles is a really awesome card, especially since you have the Two of Cups over here. The Two of Cups is, you know, that soulmate energy, and then this is the happy home energy. So to put these two cards together, it feels very powerful to me. I like to call the Ten of Pentacles my happy wife, happy life card, right? I've said that many times on this channel, and it always rings true every single time I say it, because it feels like sort of that ideal happy family environment, right? And obviously, like, if you have different sexual orientation or sort of whatever is different from what is considered a traditional family unit or ideal family, I guess in quotation, like, good for you. Like, that's awesome, because we have here the Hierophant, which is even encouraging you to walk down your own path and not sort of do whatever everyone else does, because that might not work for you. So if you have sort of something that you like that is representative of who you are, like now is the time to really stick to that and stick to your guns and be yourself for whatever you want and go after your own goals. Either way, that sort of talk aside, we also have the Ten of Swords, which is disappointment, devastation, heartbreak, betrayal, sadness, right? These are all negative qualities here. And this person has been stabbed multiple times, 10 times to be exact, but because they're upside down, it's almost like these swords are falling out, right? And because they're being taken out, he's able to undergo some much necessary healing that perhaps you've been putting off until now. But either way, because this card is in reverse, and then you even have the Knight of Wands, which is my Wounded Warrior card. This card is about healing. So to have these two energies together really makes me feel like you guys are going to do a lot of healing and a lot of progressing. So my only advice to you is to be kind with yourself, because I feel like sometimes this change and this progression and all these sort of things can be very incremental, and that can take time. And I know that sometimes it's very easy to get caught up in this energy where you're like, go, 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 go. Let's see changes. Let's see it right now. But sometimes it's not like that. Sometimes it's a slow, steady growth, and you should be very proud of yourself for being able to do that. So, like I said, don't be too hard on yourself. But Virgo, that was your reading first time around. If you enjoyed, please leave a like or a comment because it really helps out the channel. And I personally really love to know if these readings resonate with you guys. But like I said before, I upload my new videos for Virgo and Pisces on Saturdays. But in the meantime, you guys are more than welcome to watch any of my other timeless readings that I have up on the channel. And with that being said, I hope to see you guys next time for your next reading.